Marvel Studios just dropped the first teaser trailer for the Fantastic Four, First Steps, and I gotta say, for the first time in a while, I'm feeling a bit optimistic about an MCU release. I opted out after Eternals as far as dedicated viewing goes. Of course, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine because everyone saw that, and I had to see how bad Love and Thunder was because it couldn't have been that bad, right? Besides, in my opinion, some questionable casting, this film seems to have good reason to have fans excited. On top of that, the film seems to have had quick and efficient development with minimal reshoots, and the visual effects seem more polished than ever. Matt Shackman, best known for WandaVision, is directing this one, which is a good enough reason to be excited, as WandaVision was my favorite MCU show out of the maybe three I watched. All things considered, with Marvel's history with creative control, directing one of their films has its limitations with tone and vision. So, at the very least, we'll have his cool retro stylized look and maybe some great camera work, akin to Multiverse of Madness when Sam Raimi was behind the wheel. The Fantastic Four have been waiting for their turn in the limelight for far too long. Even only until recently do they have relevance in the comics and even games. If Marvel pulls this off, as well as the upcoming Avengers films, we may very well actually be in the Fantastic Four renaissance. Sorta how Guardians was the next big thing after Avengers. From what we know, they plan on following proper television processes for the future shows and have cut back on the rollout for them. We'll have to wait and see for the audience reception of Cap 4 and Thunderbolts, as those are the last films coming from the apparent Marvel recession era. The only thing is, we must remember these corporations have only one thing in mind when it comes to releasing an entry in a multi-billion-dollar franchise. So, big surprise, Hollywood is going to cut corners in any place that they can. Along with the new teaser came a litter of promotional posters released on the official Marvel Studios social accounts. At first glance, you can see the vibe that they are going for with the retro futuristic look and show how the public in this world have nothing but positivity for Marvel's first family. However, upon further viewing, you'll notice there's something off about these photos. If you look closely, you'll notice there's no way these posters weren't made without some artificial generating assistance. The hands are always a dead giveaway, at least in most instances. Some of these faces just scream shouting prompts, if you ask me. Besides taking talented artist jobs, the worst thing about AI is how an image never truly comes together. Certainly some generated images look a little bit better than others, but really they're never going to get to that place where a human can just put something on a canvas or a frame and have their vision truly show. Every great poster of all time has this. It's called competency. What they are showing you is a piece of art that stands alone and only enhances its visual partner. These make you excited for the film because even subconsciously, there's appreciation for the art that is in front of you. There is a portion of people who will not notice or care about any of this, whichever is worse, take your pick, and will be seated day one no matter what. Most audience members will not see these posters, however, as they are mostly used for social media marketing. And the official floating head poster will be legitimately made, and the artist will hopefully be compensated properly. Regardless of the amount of people who see these posters on socials, we're talking about a studio that has millions of followers. A lot of folks will be seeing these regardless and basing their first impressions off of them. If Disney doesn't want to pay a real artist, then quite frankly, they should look into other business ventures. There are a lot of smaller artists who have love and appreciation for these characters. These people wear their talent on their sleeves and are plentiful. There's no reason we should be going down the AI route ever. Now, I know none of this means Marvel is using any cheap AI tactics to cut any corners in the actual film development, but unfortunately, it doesn't mean that they didn't either. Recently, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 released official concept art for the film's development. However, in one of the images in particular, showcasing an early look at the shot we got in the beginning of the finished film, you can see Shadow obviously made with AI. Some might not see AI as a bad thing, even if the artist himself chooses to use AI-generated content to assist their work. It's still not right. AI feeds off of other people's work, and they cannot be compensated for it. So even if it didn't take anyone's job in certain cases, it's still dishonorable. Plus, studios have people approve this work before it goes out, so no matter what, Disney's name is all over this. We have to do our best to nip this curse in the bud, because if it becomes normal, real creativeness may be gone in the film industry forever. People who deserve a job should have that job if there's an opening or work to be done. Slightly off comparison here, but if Sony can hire a 14-year-old to animate part of their multi-million-dollar Spider-Man movie, then Disney can pay talented artists to make some decent posters for the next big flagship team. Plus, Marvel will need the most hype they can garner if they want to be DC's big blue Boy Scout in July, who has, by the way, at least to my knowledge, not used AI generated content for promotional material. Marvel certainly is capable of this, as we have seen time and time again. That's part of the reason this is so frustrating. Marvel has almost always had good promotional posters. Not exclusively talking about the floating heads, though, but there's only a few rare examples where those might work. Who knows how prominent AI assistance in general is for movie productions these days, but I hope it comes to an end as soon as possible. I know we can enter a new golden age of not just Marvel movies, but Hollywood in general, but we need to set some standards and some restrictions, and that's not going to happen if we don't set some of these studios straight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.